All right.
Oh, come on, me. Welcome to the Flazefire Hotel. A great
This
place for your
is
family.
called
Hotel
The Good,
is so
the Bad, the
epic.
Fandom
Come over to the front
of
desk.
Hazbin
It's
Hotel.
so front and central.
It's nice in the
I
US,
just wanna
yeah.
have sex with it. I love drugs and sex and kissing men on the lips.
That part is true.
The Flazefire Hotel, only $12 a night. Don't stay here unless you want AIDS.
If you're a homosexual, neurodivergent, or under the age of 14, you are probably well aware of
What?
the existence of Hazbin Hotel. If you're not one of these demographics,
Okay.
why are you watching me? You're so old. Ew. Hazbin Hotel is the creation of Vivziani Paparini,
Ballister
a
voice is
wildly
killing me.
popular
Anyway, I'll
indie
talk
internet creator
to-
and
wait,
millennial
will you
brain
talk to
Twitter
me after
poster.
the
My
stream?
name is Kane. I am your
Well,
friend.
after the stream,
I'm
there's
here to
gonna
show you
be
the most
like
horny, sex appeal.
couple days. I'm taking a nap.
Sex, laugh, jokes,
Because I'm quitting at like 8 a.m. tomorrow.
By Seth Rogen comedies in South Park, so
But
yes,
you know, you can text me,
chuckle.
yeah.
I weep for you if you don't think a well-delivered fuck word is funny. Now the series is set in a fictional
Yeah, the
hell,
F
but
word
the act
isn't
of
funny.
consuming any of it is an actual hell. Do I think Hazbin is bad?
Why is he holding a giant
I want to
toothbrush?
preface this by saying that I did not watch Hazbin wanting to hate it. It earned my contempt all on its own. There is so much potential.
Why does this
that is
man have
wasted
earrings and
on a
proves
terribly
things?
written, poorly paced, unfunny show, and that makes me
Nose ring.
angry. It makes me
What's he
much more
doing?
angry than if it was just a bad show.
He's
Because I
scary
can
looking.
see there is a good show in there, buried deep down. Vivzi Pop is a character designer and
Oh,
talented
here
artist.
she is.
But she's an awful storyteller. It's not the worst show ever made, but it has many problems that I want to whine about because there are people out there that think it's a masterpiece, and I can't stand the thought of others feeling joy. This is Hazbin Hotel.
This
The
guy,
good,
this guy's right
the
up my
bad,
alley.
The fandom. First, I want to be nice, so let's go to heaven. Ugh. Dang. I didn't think heaven would be so
Is Cracker Barrel up there?
white. I think that Hazbin has some
Look at
interesting
Cracker Barrel.
ideas. It doesn't execute on them at all, but
There's
they're
mayonnaise up here
there.
too.
The initial premise of the show is extremely
It's pretty
engaging.
funny.
It poses questions like, what
I
is
like it.
truly good and
I
evil?
like that.
Can the irredeemable be redeemed? What if hell was full of gay people? What
Shit, I wanna tell you about your
The
project
animation
for
is
which I was
mind-blowing.
giving
This show
messages.
absolutely oozes style, and for an indie project, it is really impressive. I need to give a shout out to the artists. Good
My
job. You took
project?
what is possibly some of the most horrendously over-designed, carpal tunnel-inducing characters in animation history and made them look beautiful in movement. Sometimes. Big kisses. Mwah. As a musical, Hazbin is one of the best productions I have heard in a long time. The way the tracks drive the narrative forward and are genuinely catchy is a miracle given Vivzi's writing. Some of these songs are banging. Not all of them. There's a couple of stinkers. And some serve no narrative purpose and are only there to be on the Spencer's background music while shopping playlist. But the above average tracks more than make up for the lackluster ones. I'm feeling a strong urge to die and go to hell so I can keep listening to them. If I had to summarize the creation of Hazbin Hotel into one word, it would be effort. But if I were to do
there
the
were
same
for
with the
181
experience as a
times.
viewer,
That's
the
too
word
many.
would be pain. It pains me to see all this hard work failing
Surprised
to
it's
meet
not
its true
99
potential.
plus,
And to
yeah.
Hazbin's defense, I
More
understand
than
that when you
300.
sell your soul to rich bald man,
Play your
there are
cards.
certain
Be who you are.
restraints, deadlines,
Yeah.
expectations placed upon the
True.
creative
Oh,
team.
what the
And
frick?
although A24 picked Hazbin up, it is Jeff Bezos that is cracking the whip. The show feels rushed because it was rushed. They
rushed.
definitely didn't know if they were getting a second season, so they tried to cram as much as they could into one. And it shows. Hard work went into this show.
I mean, they really
Blood,
needed more
sweat,
time.
and
Let's be honest here. We all
so
know
much.
it.
Especially from that one storyboard gooner with the rape fetish. But hard work does not equal masterpiece. As much as you may want it to be true, Hazbin is no longer an indie project. It is a franchise.
Everyone says
well,
the
that's
same
everything
thing.
nice I had to say. God, smite me. Yeah, no, this is what I was expecting. A lot of people say that comedy is subjective, and they're stupid. What makes you laugh is subjective, but comedy itself is a science with a formula that can be distilled into a pure drug that angel dust is probably huffing off some dude's boner. Guys, get it? I said boner. Why aren't you laughing, guys? It's a pretty simple equation. There's a setup,
Funny
payoff,
joke.
and somewhere in there, a subversion of expectations. It can take many forms, but it needs to have at least those three elements in order to be considered a joke. Doesn't even have to be a good joke, but in your animated comedy musical, those parts of the equation are required. And Vivziepop can't do math. She likes to do what I call comedic edging. They're set up, sometimes a painful amount, only for there to be no punchline or no subversion.
I've been a bad boy, and I need a big, strong daddy to put me in my place.
I mean, that's pretty funny,
on the
right?
path to redemption.
Well,
I mean, like,
Yes.
I am being edged against my consent.
Wait, it's funny, right?
To suck
Hold on, wait, that...
popsicles, you sicko.
Jeff Bezos, after
But you
get
know,
250
dicks
from
too.
Guys,
passing,
it's a
get
sex
back
joke.
to work.
Get it?
I'm a bad man
Angel
on the
does this kind
streets
of
who never
meth.
got enough hugs.
Really
Where's
kind of
an
meth
innocent
bullshit.
kid I can sell crack to? Wow.
And not crack.
Who wrote this?
Get it? It's making fun of the fact that Angel Dust talks like this all the time. And it's funny because he talks like this all the time.
Adam, sir. Mr. Adam, sir.
call me Dickmaster.
It's a penis joke. You better laugh. You better laugh right fucking now. There's a misconception in our internet culture that certain types of humor, you know, sex jokes, swearing, pee-pee poo-poo, lowbrow humor, is inherently unfunny. That is
what's so
false. It
lowbrow
is
about
unfunny when it is repetitive and poorly timed. Now we need to talk about the fat fuck in the room. And I don't mean pyro. Swearing in moderation and with foresight into where it is placed can greatly add comedy and impact to your dialogue. Hazbin Hotel has none of those. It seems that Vivzi is under the impression that swearing is a substitute for funny, and that if there is more swearing, there will be, in turn, more funny. Again,
That's
terrible
not
at
true.
math. F. See me after class. It would be understandable, but still grating
I
if
mean,
one
I
or two
think
characters
the
talk
show
like this,
could
but they
possibly
don't.
be
Every
better
character,
without it.
all the time, goes out of their way to be vulgar. Here is the breakdown. Now, depending on your sensibilities and what you consider a swear word, this list might be a little bit off, so we'll add plus or minus 50 just to be safe. And if we run this through the Flazulator, that gives us 1.72 plus or minus 0.25 profanities per minute, or the average early Flazefire video. And if your swear count is on par with ranking every Mario brother,
fucking asshole that fucked my wife,
you need to tone it down a notch. One character that showcases how effective restraint can be is Edgy Twink number 15.
We need the NG Twinks.
His whole deal is that he is prim and proper and obsessed with how he is perceived by others, all filtered through an aesthetic of being appropriate for radio. Nice motif, you
Best
got there.
persona. He put a persona theme in there. 10 out of 10.
Impactful.
This guy knows what he's doing.
Genuinely funny because you're not expecting it. Take this scene where he's almost murdered. We know things are bad because upon receiving damage, he says,
What just happened?
Demonetized, Alistair. I will be taking your ad revenue. And I felt something? This fictional character broke their in-universe character? Boy, I sure wish the other characters showed some restraint. The worst offenders of the written by Vivziepop style of dialogue are Angel Dust and Angel Adam, and they are the most annoying characters to sit through because of it.
I'm fucking Adam. I'm the original Dick. All dicks descend from me. You think you want drummer Dick? No way.
He's absolutely right. This is why I didn't like Adam.
And it was awesome.
Don't get me wrong. Swearing has its place in communication.
It had,
and
I mean,
pearl-clutching prude.
It's
when
true.
it comes across as forced and cringy that I take issue with it. Hazbin overuses foul language in an attempt to be mature, but in reality,
It ended up
they are
being
merely
cringy.
pretending.
Yeah.
Now, Hazbin's plot may be contrived. What if the angels were
Welcome back
actually lay bad guy? But that doesn't mean you can't tell an engaging
guy.
story from that framework. Now, narratively speaking, Hazbin does a lot of things, but it does none of them well. Ideas are introduced and then dropped, plot lines are rushed and don't feel satisfying, and a lot of character development takes place off-screen or is just directly stated to the viewer.
My name is Walter.
In regards to losing
name
the
is
plot,
Walter.
literally, nothing exemplifies this more
Dude,
than
this
the
video's funny.
Hazbin Hotel pilot. The pilot
He's
was
actually
uploaded
good
to
at
YouTube
comedy.
and was the first taste of Hazbin that the world would receive. But for some reason, it's not in the official release of Hazbin on Amazon Prime, and large amounts of it are retconned and ignored. But not all of it, so good luck deciphering that. If you want context for the Amazon release, and considering how rushed it is, you really do, then you need to watch the pilot. But if you watch the pilot, then you need to solve and decode Vivzi's Hidden Riddles 3.
You need to watch the pilot.
The
understand.
pilot sets out to be a fun little show about some naive white girl who lives in hell and tries to save her people with the power of good vibes and friendship. And honestly, I really like it. If the full series was just Charlie and the gang...
This is the most obnoxious thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Wrong Charlie. Spending an episode helping a couple folks into the pearly gates, exploring the depths of hell, maybe having the hotel staff grow as people, and finally one day all of them can be redeemed.
There they go. All the drugs
Charlie
are gone.
has to stay behind because there's always going to be more sinners, and as the princess
Dude,
of hell,
Keemstar's down there. That's so funny.
That would be an enjoyable
Boogie's
show.
down there.
So what does Hazbin give us?
If 1 week
Lies.
IRL is
It
5
gives
months
us
in
lies.
Hazbin,
It
it
makes
means
you
since
think
the pilot
it's going to be
has
that
been
type of
109
episodic
years, not
adventure, but then
possible.
2
Wait,
episodes in,
not
and we're
possible.
engaged in an
But just saying,
interdimensional
and
war,
the whole
and there's all this
show was
bloody
done
and
in a
graphic
week.
violence,
Like,
and there's
came out and
gay
Adam said,
people.
see you in 5 months.
Good for
So
them. In the
108
pilot, we are
years
told that
passed
the
since the
exterminations
pilot,
take
so
place
weird
due to
'cause it ain't
overpopulation.
true.
Isn't there a more
Yeah,
humane way
that
to
is
handle
weird, 'cause it ain't true.
overpopulation here in hell?
In the Prime version, it is very different.
Now, the reasoning for the extermination, the reason that this entire show is happening, is because heaven doesn't want hell to gain power and rise up against it. Okay, let's run with it. But as we keep watching, it turns into some ancient secret plot by the heavenly higher-ups for some reason.
I'm sure you wish it could be so, but there's a lot that you don't know.
Oh, never mind. I guess the angels just do it for fun.
For those of us with divine ordainment, extermination is entertainment.
How about all of them? How about none? Who knows? Who cares? Me. Suffice to say, Hazbin
Wait,
Hotel
like
has a
radios
lot of
didn't exist in
world-building
100
issues.
years,
Its
so
setting
I
of heaven
think
and hell
Meat
takes a
Dowser wouldn't
lot
be
of
in the
creative
pilot.
liberties with the pre-existing concepts.
Yeah,
of
so
the
it's
two
definitely not
locations,
108
which
years
is
ago.
Fine. Heaven and hell aren't real anyway, so you're allowed to alter the Bible lore in service of your story. What you're not allowed to do
They did do that.
is make rules for how your universe operates, center your entire plot around them, and then just ignore them. Heaven in the...
Okay, so yeah, they did want to. I wanted to make a point of this, and I think I brought it up in the show. They're taking a Baptist or Presbyterian view of the show. Okay, and the reason was that because Vivzy is an atheist, right? And she had a problem with one of those churches, so she didn't really like it. But that was the one she grew up with. And they centered the whole thing, and she obviously knew what she was doing, and tried to stay in the bounds of the Bible, so she had someone staring. And then at some parts, she just kind of threw it all out of the window and started making stuff up. And that's fine. You can center this, you know. But then when you go against the rules set in the version of the Bible you had, then some parts just didn't make sense. I mean, it is fiction, but it's also confusing. What? They didn't exist, just not possible. Like, Vizzy won't work. To those, you know. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. My videos went live on YouTube, and it gave myself a notification. Oh, wow.
Hazbin, hell of a YouTube, Amazon Prime verse is just a place that exists. There's no god that we know of. Maybe they're hyping
But here's
them up
the
for an
thing.
Avengers style end credit scene reveal. So
here's the thing. That's also not possible because St. Peter's at the pearly gates. They shouldn't have put St. Peter there if they didn't want to make the assumption that God isn't in the show. That's the problem we're having here. That's what I mean. They take some parts and then just throw out others.
the elders of heaven, the angels,
doesn't make sense.
Made everything.
But
Earth,
look,
reality,
the seraphim
Fortnite
look
porn, the whole
just
works.
like they're supposed
Adam,
to and
the
everything.
first human and primary antagonist is an angel, most likely the first human-angel hybrid, OC, do not steal. Which means that at some point, somewhere, the creators of the universe, the angels, God, Vivzie Pop herself, had some form of criteria on what it takes to get into heaven. But Seraphim, a heavenly elder, doesn't know.
None of you know
That didn't make
what
sense
gets
either.
someone into heaven.
This questioning stops now. We know when a soul arrives.
Lucifer, a fallen angel, and the king of hell doesn't know.
Heaven is not exactly as carefree as you might think. Yeah, they have rules. Lots of rules.
Emily, Lute, Vaggie, Peter Griffin, all of these angels in attendance have no idea what it takes to get into heaven. But the worst offense is the fact that Adam, the first human to become an angel, doesn't know.
See? He did everything on your checklist.
Well, but then why isn't he here then?
And it's played off as a joke?
What do you think it takes to get into heaven?
Oh, I know we made a video or said something about the fact that Eve or Lilith is alive and she took Charlie in a flashback.
Yeah, sure got me here, didn't it? Right, Sarah?
You don't get to do that, Vivzie. Why should we care about Charlie's plan? You know, the hotel, the thing the show is named after, if the show itself doesn't care. Nothing actually matters, and no one knows what it takes to get into heaven. Essentially, the hotel
What does that have
nothing.
to do? How
And
are
the
those
show
two
is
things
just an excuse
correlated?
to
That
have
doesn't
Vivzie's
make
edgy
sense
Tumblr
to me.
OCs be badass
So
and
what Lilith
fight
took
real
Charlie in a
epic style,
flashback? That
which is
doesn't
fine if you're a
correlate
toddler
to
that can be
Jesus not
distracted by
being
a
in
pair
that
of
dimension.
goth hot topic keys.
So
But for
what?
anyone that wants more from their media than self-insert power fantasy, it is a chore to get through. In episode 6, there is a vague attempt at explaining how a sinner can get into heaven, literally scribbled on a piece of paper. Adam's criteria to enter heaven is as follows. Act selfless, don't steal, stick it to the man.
Yeah, all that, like, I mean, none of those are good criteria. Those are just gibberish. I made a great point. Heaven is like about following the 10 Commandments. If you follow the 10 Commandments pretty well, that's pretty much your gift to heaven. Like, it's pretty basic. Like, just the main rules are in the Old Testament. You look at the Old Testament, there it is, and no one can do that for some reason, even though they've seen a Bible in the show. Like, it's in the future where radios exist. It says last time, like, Adam kicked out and to mention the version of Earth where there's 10,000 years old. Yeah, but we also have to consider this. Adam was sent to hell and got pulled up to heaven. I talked about this for, I forget what it was called, but it was because they said it was an entity in a talk. But in what our belief, well, mine, is Jesus broke through the gates of hell and pulled Adam and Eve from hell into heaven. That's how they got there. So again, whatever they like, she's just kicking around the bush here. She doesn't know how to write it in because she doesn't want to offend anybody. You ain't going to get into a place where you don't offend someone. Someone's going to get offended no matter what.
A smart villain with complex morality or depths, because that would require actually delving into the question of what is good and evil. And
oh, here's V.
I'll sing it anyways.
Here she is.
Freeze! RoboCop.
V showed up.
I'm a robot and a cop.
Let's give it her shout out.
What?
Wait. I'm waiting for her to scream or something.
Oh! What the heck?
Present, what?
The heck?
Yo, JMH.
What is this?
How's it going? Oh, there's just a present? What the frick? Yo, JMH, I'll shout you out. I'm hoping you got a clip in a minute when you show up on my list. Why does Lucifer say in the last 10,000 years you're the first one to change this time? So someone before Charlie tried to change all this before. Because Lucifer tried to change all this before. He himself tried to change it 10,000 years ago. That's why he got kicked out of heaven. How you doing, JMH? Maybe Lilith then? I'm pretty sure you're still referring to himself. How you doing? Oh, good, just chilling. What about you? Yeah, I'm doing great. I am. We're watching videos, and we have 20 more hours to go. And if you want to request a video for me to watch, it has to be TOS, so no copyright, so no music, and it also has to what do you call it? It has to have no booba. So yeah. But you got the request is in my Discord. You have to put, because it gets blocked in chat. So put it like in the reaction video section in Discord if you want it to show up.
Who doesn't want that? It wants a mustache.
Oh, we are watching one video at a time.
That calls himself Dickmaster in order to pretend that it's morally gray. Because to its primarily underage audience, they think that this is somehow deep and insightful. Because don't you see? The angels are just as bad as the people in hell. But there's a reason that they're in hell. They did something to
they were bad
Adam
people.
Is a misogynistic, foul-mouthed loser, but according to some arbitrary rules somewhere, he's allowed to be in heaven.
Yeah, put the link under the reaction YouTube video channel.
This is trying to be an epic dig at the way heaven operates, but in context, it makes absolutely no sense and comes across as pure, unadulterated Reddit r/atheism. Excuse me, angelic man, you were rude to my lady.
Dude, have you ever been to Reddit atheism? People, it's the 4chan attack on it destroyed it. There's fedoras everywhere. It's great.
Sinners. Also, you use foul language.
I love it.
I have bested you in a battle of wits. DonVOD.
Purple Monkey. Are you
crazy psychopaths
like?
Who are so
are you
badass and crazy? It really wants you to
male,
think they're
female,
cool.
or
Yet
neither?
I'm
gonna update your role.
That the angels are exactly the same.
Hey, you know they got your mans. They got your mans on sex assault charge.
So what is the point in redeeming sinners? If
I gotta
like
update
hell,
your role
why
to change your
aspire to be
color.
Better
A male?
If what's better is just as shitty.
How can I bring joy when I now know we are bringing misery to thousands
This is a
of
video?
innocent
Realism?
There is a cannibal town.
Goofy
there are
burger.
so many cannibals that they zoned
You're gonna
and
hurt
built
me,
a
aren't you?
town for
You're
them.
gonna hurt
if
me.
If the camera panned left, it's probably right next to Pedo Village and Hitler Hamlet. Alistair is a
Roasty
serial killer who
Toasties
eats
here.
people.
KK's here.
Is probably
How we
down
doing?
And Valentino, you're a rapist. But
yeah.
when it's time to have our angels are really the
I'm gonna
bad
call you
guys moment,
Yosh.
it shows them swearing.
No, I'm gonna call you
creepy
Monkey.
sex pest.
Their love is
For
vile.
purple. No, I'm just gonna call you JMH. Yeah, we'll go with J. I'm gonna watch yours
Trying
next.
to murder children.
After
How did
this.
kids end up in hell? Did they steal something? Did they lie? Did they not stick it to the man? Did they running one tap?
I'm about to put your stream on tab for all day. Thanks, Rose.
Or are they simply there as plot devices to add to the angels are just as bad as demons?
We're gonna give you a shout out here in a minute, but first, here's a shout out to JMH to see what they were playing. Do you have a clip? Oh, you do. Here we go. What was that, like 10 seconds? What the freak? What happened? That was it? What? Confusion? I am confused? Is that Cry of Fear? I think so, yeah. Alright, Kay.
Can be born in hell. They're called Hellspawn. That's what Charlie is. And that works...
The next generation of anal expanders.
Somehow. But you can also be killed in hell, but only by an angelic weapon. But also just by normal weapons, or getting hit by a car, or just by normal things that make people die. What happens when you die in hell? Do you get to go to hell premium? It kind of defeats the purpose of it being eternal punishment if you can just die, and they're not really being punished. They have their own lives down there. They have businesses, cars, the internet. There's probably some evil hell version of Rainbow Six Siege. Evil Hell Siege be like, I am a fun game. Sure, people are on drugs all the time and you can get murdered for just walking outside, but that's less of a hell and more of a hot version of Edmonton. In heaven is just hell, but people are happy.
Yeah, wow.
Are so bare bones.
What a great depiction.
They could have taken place anywhere. Really, they are heaven and hell in name and color palette alone. Now, Vaggy. Oh, I'm sorry. Her real name is...
It's why I named you after the best thing ever.
Actually, it's pronounced Vaggy.
No.
Funny
If you are unaware, by
joke.
the first 5 seconds of
Wow.
her screen time, she is an angel. And for some reason, the show decides it needs a Disney movie third act conflict for this reveal.
You think I might try to eat you?
Oh, yes.
Even if I were to entertain the notion that the writing team had the ability to handle this well, it all falls apart because the main premise of the show is redemption. Vaggy wants to hide the
Here we
fact
go.
that
Let's
she used
play.
to be
Let's see if
Deep
we have.
Throw.
I'm ready for Tamtara, dude. You want me to heal?
Is Tamtara ready for us?
Is it?
Sure, if you want
I'm
to.
healing people.
And all of my sound shit is working again.
What the frick?
So weird. Like, what the fuck?
I have no idea what.
Play a
Final
fucking
Fantasy
sound in my
14.
stream and see if it works.
I'm not at my PC. Someone else has to take
Oh, that's
charge.
okay.
I got it. Don't worry.
If it works, I'm gonna be so upset.
I think it was Cryofear, by the way.
a
That clip
heavenly
sucks.
executioner from Charlie for some
Bad clip.
reason. Charlie, a character so forgiving and understanding that it genuinely makes me sick. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. What you smiling for? Someone who is so naive and optimistic that she is engaging in a war with heaven to save literal demons from literal hell because she can still see the good in them. And Vaggy worries that her girlfriend will see her differently.
Sure.
because
What
she
vid
wants
is
to kill
this?
Sinners?
I guess I'll just tell Little Miss Butterflies
This
and Rainbows that she's
is.
been
Hold on,
fucking
I have a
someone
list.
who's killed thousands of
The good, the bad,
Everyone
and the
kills
fandom
sinners everywhere,
of
all
Hazbin
the time.
Hotel.
And Charlie just chalks it up to,
Everyone makes mistakes.
Vaggy, you are a stupid dum-dum. Go to your stupid dum-dum corner with the writers. The angels, from what we are told, are immortal. They cannot be hurt or damaged by anything.
Before you found out about me,
Uh-huh.
did you know angels could be harmed?
No.
But, crazy twist,
What,
it
it's
is
been
later
like
revealed
10,000
that an
years.
angel's
How did you
weapon
not know that?
Can kill an angel. And somehow, the show treats this reveal as massive. And to the audience, it might be because there was no foreshadowing or build-up before the exposition dump.
Angelic weapons? It's that simple? How has no one else figured this out?
But to Vaggy,
Because
an angel who
I have
was
no
not
idea.
only injured by, but almost killed by an angelic weapon, this should not be new information. Stay in your corner. And because the show has Alzheimer's, it forgets that it said angels can only be...
I didn't even think about that. Why did Vaggy not know angels could be hurt? Who did this? Who wrote this? She was hurt by one.
injured by angelic weapons.
She's so
during the final
stupid.
climactic battle, you can just hurt them with whatever you want as long as it's coated in the power of friendship. And I guess this large piece of rubble was made of angelic metal. The show is actively lying to me. None of this stuff is real. You're allowed to just make up your own rules. But you do have to stick to them. In Hazbin's favor, there is one rule that is committed to and never strayed from for the entire season, and that is to be as unsubtle as possible.
Why wouldn't it be?
I guess they are painfully aware of who is watching this show. But even 10-year-olds have a longer memory than the writers, because we not only get exposition for every character arc, plot beat, and backstory, we get it multiple times. I'm not sure you're aware.
Especially
but
with
Charlie,
Alistair.
She's got some daddy issues.
As she tries to work through her daddy issues by fixing you.
Except she didn't.
No, we just have never been close.
Daddy issues. How about what the hotel is meant to do? I'm not quite sure. Could you maybe remind me every single episode?
Redemption.
This place is about second chances. Redeemed. Redemption. Redeemed. Redemption. Redemption. Redeem. Second chances. Redemption.
How about
This
learning
is
about the
like-
characters'
this would be
issues
more like their third
naturally and
chance.
having them work through them and grow, otherwise known as a character arc. Nah, let's just have Cat Keith David tell everyone what's wrong with them.
That one is an insecure buffoon whose lonely ass watches you idiots sleep. Princess is a bleeding heart who wants to solve everybody else's problems except her own. This one judges everyone and everything because she hates herself. And Nifty? Yeah, you don't even want to know.
For supposedly mature adult television, Hazbin relies heavily on the tactics used by kids shows for literal doo-doo diaper babies.
Hola, mi amigos. Me amo
Oh, Bucko, dude. He did
I
it.
play Pot of Greed, which allows me to draw 2 cards from my
Oh.
deck. That's right, when I play Pot of Greed, it allows me to
Muy bien. It allows me to draw 2 additional cards from my deck. I am going to say something that goes against my very beliefs as a human being. Everything that I stand for in
Oh
the
my
whole deal.
goodness.
There needs to be power scaling in Hazbin Hotel. Ethereal ghost hands. Power scaling is dumb. It will ruin your life. Fucking stupid name. Because a majority of power scalers' mothers drank while pregnant. There are so many points throughout the runtime where there is no tension because we have absolutely no idea what the characters are capable of, or even if they can be harmed. Alistair is constantly being glazed for his immense powers and is feared by all. But we don't really see a reason for that. Yes, they allude to him being able to do things, and he has some random Tumblr-OC grab bag of abilities, but so does everyone else. Charlie is the Princess of Hell and can do something powerful. We don't quite know what. We just know that she's strong in a way that's probably edgy. Lucifer, you know, the devil, can do literally anything, apparently. I guess being the most powerful angel means you can shapeshift real good and build hotels. But for some reason, you can't stop his people from being exterminated.
For some reason.
Oh, my apologies. They exposited the fact that he tried, he simply just couldn't. Adam has generic strong boy powers, and he is super fast, and he has big beam. He one-shots Alistair and instantly evaporates the only good character, but then loses to the power of love.
But wasn't he by the power of love too?
Okay. Demons gain power from making contracts with other sinners for
I'm
their
so
souls,
confused by this,
it's
to be
because of
honest.
the amount of fear they create, and sometimes it's because all of the characters that matter have some sort of transformation, and trust me, this transition is everything. But does that imply the existence of power levels in the Hazbin universe?
Does it? I'm not sure.
Super Saiyan? Can Valentino use bungee gum, which, as we know, contains the properties of both rubber and gum? It may seem that I'm being overly critical and
That's what
asking
we
a
need in
lot
the
for a
universe.
show
We
with
need
only
that.
one season. And you would be correct if Hazbin was a normal
guaranteed.
show, but it is trying to do so much within such a short runtime, and the writers have so many things to say, while at the same time lacking the curiosity required to delve into these topics on more than just a surface level, that it starts losing me as a viewer, and I start asking basic questions, and the show seems wholeheartedly disinterested in answering them. Maybe if the exposition, as bad as it is, was dedicated to more than setting up mysteries to keep the fanbase speculating and introducing 8,000 side characters, which all have plushies and pins and playmats, all available at hasbinhotel.com/store. Guys, look, it's Glupshido! My favorite Hazbin Hotel character. I love Glupshido. It could be dedicated to expositing us a plot with a bit more focus. But in the end, Adam is defeated, and they sing a little song, and everything is just sunshine and rainbows. And oh no, Charlie's little thing that had 30 seconds of screen time died. No! And Serpentius is dead. No! But he makes a noble sacrifice for his friends.
You out of your fucking mind?
Yes!
And him being killed off is used as a joke.
That could have been ugly.
How you doing?
I have tonal whiplash, doctor. 50 cc's of medicine drug to live. Except he isn't. He got redeemed. How? Seraphim seems quite surprised that he's up there, so that means there's just an automatic process that randomly, for some reason that no one in heaven knows, sends you to heaven when you check off some arbitrary criteria. Because being good once in hell negates all the bad things you did in life.
It starts with sorry.
Now, a majority of this show's issues come from the fact that they had, I don't think I'm reading this right, 10 writers? Oh my god. 10 writers for 8 episodes is insanity. Hazbin Hotel tries a lot and fails, but I have to applaud the effort. As much as it may seem like I am a Hazbin hater, I am greatly anticipating season 2. Because like I said in the beginning, I see a good show in there, and I would greatly enjoy to see it live up to its potential. As slop as the first season is, I've seen it 3 times. Hazbin Hotel
You've watched it 3 times?
But it is never boring. Now with all that out of the way,
I
I'm
would say
going
it's
to
never
talk about
boring,
the objectively terrible part of Hazbin Hotel. God, I'm sorry for being mean.
Oh, you got jokes.
Let me get this out of the way now. All fandoms are garbage. When you have a large group
Okay.
of people who model
What's
their
the
entire
fandom like?
personality around their shared interest in a thing, whether it be a piece of media, dressing up in costume, their shared attraction for minors, you're bound to have at least a few that
Attraction
spoil
for
the fun.
minors.
This is what we refer to scientifically as the vocal minority. As the popularity of the object of the fandom's interest grows, so too do the voices of dissent that hate it just because it's popular. Those specimens are referred to as fucking dorks. Both of these groups grow in proportion, and this results in the creation of an echo chamber feedback loop of toxic positivity, where the fandom members constantly feel the need to reinforce how great the thing they like is. And if the thing they like is considered a masterpiece, then they, by association,
Look,
are
it's
more
clearly
intelligent
not a
for
masterpiece,
anything
but I thought it was
that
like a
is
7
not
out of 10.
abject praise
I don't think it was
becomes a
Garbo.
violent attack on them personally. And the Hazbin
was
fandom is
fine.
not unique in this regard. So then, what exactly makes it stand out in the cesspool of internet fandoms as one of the worst? Vivian Madrano. A fandom can ruin a work. Look at
not
Lay
the
Wholesome
best.
Chungus Pickle Rick. And most creators are aware of that and
Punkus
keep their
Chickle
participation with their fandoms at an arm's length. But Vivzy saw this method and said, no.
PG or adult? It is adult. Additionally, while we have people here, I do want to make an announcement. After we make it through all the videos, I will be playing video games. I'm gonna do some gameplay, and doing gameplay will keep me up, especially late at night. And I'm gonna have the Discord open for people to pop in and talk to me while I'm doing the games. So it's not as boring. So yeah, just keeping that in mind. It will be probably like 10 hours from now. But yeah,
a lot of people,
that's my idea.
So think that, damn, that's an ugly baby. There are a lot of reasons to be critical of Hazbin. There is also
We're gonna finish
a
Star
fairly
Wars
large
today.
Group of, let's say hyper schizos that believe it is a
Hyper
Jeff Bezos
schizos.
psyop in order to indoctrinate children into a satanic cult that's also gay.
With every Amazon purchase, we are actually funding an organization that has no problem promoting some of the most demonic doctrine that you can imagine.
And they're dumb.
It's a little bit insane. What do you think the most toxic fandom is, Dawn? Bruh. That's Ruby. Are you out of your mind? It is so easy. Like, it's not even close. Like, there's nothing comparable.
And stupid. But Vivian, and as a result,
They're all
her
insane.
fan base,
No, please, 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 please don't hurt the spider boy. Please, please, please don't do this. I'm already crying just at the thought. I didn't know.
What's going on here?
Here?
Yeah, this one's 32 minutes. I just take
as an
forever
excuse to disregard any
because
and all
I like to
criticism.
sit and talk
Valid
about it.
and Stupid. And what really, really, really doesn't help is the fact that Hazbin's fan base is primarily children.
In episode 1, when you had to
The,
record the
okay,
voice
it's
line
primarily
for
children,
the
except for it's adults. It's rated 18 plus.
Were you ever embarrassed when
Nah,
you
bro,
had
you
to do
chilling?
the, like, yes, daddy, and moaning?
And I don't mean that as a snide, I mean actual middle schoolers. Kids like things they perceive as mature. But the fact that I have
It's
to see a minor's opinion
for
when looking at
adults.
discussion of this show
What?
online should
What?
be a crime punishable by
If
death.
you are a
It's
parent and you're letting them watch
unfunny.
Hazbin
And as a
Hotel,
result, a large
you
portion
made a
of Hazbin's
mistake.
fan base is people with
I
unformed
disabled a lot of the
brains,
channel
parroting
point rewards
opinions
for
they
this.
heard from
I
someone
did.
else with an unformed brain.
You adults need to stop seeing Hazbin Hotel or Hell of a Boss.
I got like
Should never be
2K.
watched by minors. You assume every minor is like 9 and has
I have ones that are worth more, but they're like dancing and other stuff. I disabled them since it's a 24-hour stream. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it cheap.
LGBTQ depictions. Dude, what the hell? I get people like Charlister and all, but why get mad when other people don't like it? Cause they headcanon them being like father and daughter. Vivzy debunked it. I don't care. Don't attack me.
Don't be jealous that I've been chatting online with babes all day.
Okay, if you've been a fan of my channel for a while, you know this. I don't take things off of Twitter because when you're on Twitter, or X now, this is what you get. You know what these people are called? They're morons! All of them. Morons. Wait, I'm ready?
It's an issue when you treat it as fact,
Yep.
despite the creator actually coming out and saying no. He said that to mess with Lucifer, not to mention.
Did you need to write this?
Related at all.
I don't treat it as fact.
Do you need it now? Does this guy need to defend himself?
Friends are convinced Charlie's younger than him. Also, if Sinner stopped aging,
It
we
doesn't
can add
matter.
his actual age and how
What
many
are
years
you
it's
doing?
been
I
since he
don't.
died. I ran out of room. Hell,
Then your friends need to do some lore reading. I shouldn't be surprised at this point because
We need Tumblr back.
Not exactly the age
We
the
need
show is intended
we need to
for,
send these
lol.
people back to Tumblr.
76-year-old age gap.
Put
You
the porn
really
back
think
on
that
it.
Since this is being set in hell, that wouldn't stop
We need to start a
Sinner's
petition to
point
put the
is,
porn back on the
Flaz,
Tumblr so these people leave
nuts.
Twitter.
What the fuck is your issue? I've been calm enough. When I've treated your responses with respect.
This guy's
Also,
angry
Hazbin
now.
Hotel is 16 plus with the exception of episode 4. What point are you trying to make here? Point out that I'm 15.
There is a way to fix this fandom, and that is for mommy to take away the iPad. And I seriously hope that Vivian gets off Twitter and focuses on making
Take
her
the
show
iPad
the
away.
masterpiece that the fans
Take
think
it away.
I shit it in my pants.
All right, that was good. Yeah, definitely great. All right, we're gonna watch the video JMH sent over here.